Good Sunday morning, YouTube. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys are enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. I hope you're doing it safely. Okay. So this morning I want to hop on real quick and really talk about uh, a lot of people heard what Joe Biden and a lot of black people in particular were offended by a remark that Joe Biden made when he was interviewing with Charlemagne the God. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Joe Biden said that pretty much you ain't black if you don't vote for him. That's pretty much what he said. It was very insulting. It was insulting to black people's intelligence because what we know for sure is you never try to, if you are not black, speak on anybody's blackness, in particular if you aren't black. Um, Joe is a joke, Jen, and good morning. You're absolutely right about that. So anyway, I wanted to talk about because of that statement that he made, which is absolutely insulting. And if your intelligence was not insulted by that, it should be. Okay, and here's why. Now we know that we have, as usual, per usual, this 2020 election year, your choices are going to be between a sociopathic xenophobic racist, meaning Donald Trump, versus a a village idiot racist. Okay, a village idiot, boring racist by the name of Joe Biden. Okay, so it will cause a lot of people, a lot of black people in particular, especially after Joe Biden said what he said about you ain't black if you don't vote Biden. It will cause black people not to vote for anybody or cause them to vote for Donald Trump just because of what he said, right? It's insulting people's intelligence. You never try to tell black people, try to scold black people, based on their blackness, especially if you ain't black, right? But see, what a lot of black people in particular don't understand is that the Democrats, they expect black people to vote for them just because they are Democrats. And the way that these Democrats, the reason why I'm gonna say these conservative Democrats, because Joe Biden is a conservative, old boy network racist Democrat. Okay, hey, straight from the gate. That's what he is. You see what I'm saying? But these conservative Democrats, they they speak in coded language just like Donald Trump does. Do you see what I'm saying? And plus, they still, are under the mentality of Lyndon B. Johnson. And Lyndon B. Johnson, when he signed into affect the Civil Rights Acts of 1964, as well as the Voters' Rights Acts of 1965. What he also said, and on the side note, they used to call the Civil Rights Act the Nigger Rights Act. That's what they used to call it. That's how they used to chuckle and and talk about. That's what they called the Civil Rights Act up in Washington amongst the Anglos. They called it the Niggers Rights Act, right? That's just on the side note. But anyway, Lyndon B. Johnson also said that he will have the niggers of voting Democrat for 200 years, right? He actually regurgitated that phrase. Also, Joe Biden votes against the Civil Rights Act, and he's a cigarette. We all know this. So a lot of people know the history of Joe Biden. That's why it was so. That's what I meant by your intelligence should have been insulted if you are a black person. Okay, because he is speaking old school, old boy, conservative Democrat. We know that the Democrats traditionally uh, were among some of the staunchest, where they're all racist. They really all batting for the same team. But the Democrats are, have, historically been particularly disgusting. That is why originally black people, our elders voted Republican, right? Then the Republican Party has morphed into, a xenophobic beast as well, throughout the decades, right? We all know this. Hey, Desiree. But what Joe Biden said. I want to focus on Joe Biden for a minute because he's really disgusting. Because what he was doing, what a lot of black people don't know or didn't even realize, or may have not realized. Some of you guys may have. He was really playing towards the conservative, those conservative white Democrats. That is who he's speaking to. That he has been, politicking for the conservative white Democrats vote this whole time, assuming the whole time that black people are just going to naturally vote for him because he's a Democrat, because he was a vice president for Barack Obama. So he's trying to take your vote for granted. He was assuming that he could take your vote for granted. And that is the mentality of those old boy racist conservative Democrats because of Lyndon B. Johnson's mentality. See, Lyndon B. Johnson, and another problem. And I also want this is me talking about propaganda and politics. Do you see what I'm saying? So I've been speaking about the propaganda of the Democrats as it concerns black people. But we can't blame it all on Joe Biden or the Democrats. We have to take some accountability of this the Democrats thinking that we give them our vote for granted. We have to take it. Hey, good morning, Cloud. We have to take accountability for that also, because during the time of the Civil Rights Act, and the voters registration, the Voting Act, what he did also, what Lyndon B. Johnson did also was made it a way to give black people a few shiny objects. And that's what he meant by I'm going to have these N words voting for us for 200 years, right? So what he did was he made a way for it made it easier for black people to get social program benefits like welfare, food stamps, public housing. He made it easier for black people to get that while simultaneously building up the suburbs for the Anglos. Do you see what I'm saying? He had to give you something, and he had to give the Anglos something as well. A lot of conservative Democrats were particularly upset with Lyndon B. Johnson, so he had to give them something. See, the devil won't give you anything for free. The devil never gives you anything for free. A lot of black people felt like they had it easier when they were allowed into this public housing system, this food stamp and welfare, benefit system. They felt like they had it easier. But what price were you having to pay for those benefits? See, a lot of black people, like me included, I felt like, what Lyndon B. Johnson did, that was his form of reparation. But like I said, the devil don't give you nothing for free. Okay? So what he did was he tricked black people into thinking that the Democratic Party was the good party, was the party of the people, because we know that he comes off of the heels of a Camelot of the Kennedys, right? The Kennedy administration. So he had to pass the Voting Act. He had to pass the Fair Voting Act. He had to pass the Civil Rights Act. He didn't have a choice. The country was being torn apart. Black people had become fed up. So he had to do that. And he also, like I said, dangled these shiny objects. Black people got a problem with shiny objects, right? So what he did, not only did he dangle welfare and food stamps and public housing in order to make you, they call them the Dixiecrats, right? To make you complacent and docile, because a lot of black people during the civil rights movement, like I said, were fed up. They were really marching for their human rights as well as their civil rights, but their human rights. Okay, you have a human right not to be treated like cattle. You have a human right not to be lynched. You have a human right not to be shot down in the street like a dog with impunity anytime you want to. You have a right not to have your homes burnt down via the Ku Klux Klan for whatever reason. You have a right for your little young boys and your black men to walk down the street and not fear looking at a white woman, or else they will be mutilated and hanged. Okay, that is a human right. Okay, now your civil right as an American, as a United States American citizen, your civil right is to have fair voting acts. Do you see what I'm saying? And that is the reason why they had to pass the Fair Voting Act, making state per state accountable to make it easier and not make it so difficult via gerrymandering and everything else for black people to vote. They wanted, but that was a trick also. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I said, remember the devil don't give you nothing for free. Okay, so he did this. He pacified black folks because we are real attached to our shiny objects, and they dangle a few of them. But what they also did was, well, they're giving you the inner city, right? They're giving you the welfare, the food stamps, the public housing. They're moving you into the city, right? And they're moving. The reason why they had to move the white people out to the suburbs is because here's what he did. He gave you this, but he's going to give you this and destroy your mind. Okay, at the same time. So what did he do? We know that the FBI introduced drugs into our neighborhoods, right? Because we know that even though the civil rights had been passed, black people were still pretty much almost collectively, socioeconomically depressed, the same way that a lot of us are today. Nothing has changed, but in order to pacify that situation and lull you back into sleep and make you not want to continue to fight for your civil and human rights, they introduced drugs in the community because a lot of black people weren't getting jobs. So you introduce drugs in the community to these gangs. They start selling drugs. They already running numbers. You start seeing these nice cars and these nice clothes and all this and all that. Do you see what I'm saying? That is lulling you to sleep. That is pacifying you because we know we learn from when we see our preachers. We give our hard-earned dollars to our preachers on Sunday morning. The preachers are the ones with the big house, and the preachers are the one with the fancy cars and the fancy suits and the fancy clothes and all of this and all that. And when we see our preacher do well, we have been, taught that means we are doing well. When actuality, no, that means that the preacher is doing well. So that was the same mentality that they had when they introduced drugs in massive amounts to our community. Like I said, the devil don't give you nothing for free. Joe Biden is under that same type of mentality. That is the reason why he said, pretty much, if you don't vote for Black Biden, you ain't black. Okay, he still is reminiscent over the old days, just like Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump issue is we're gonna fast forward a little bit. And Good Sunday morning, everybody. Right, here's Donald Trump's version of propaganda. Let me tell you how Donald Trump is playing his people. Donald Trump is playing the Anglo. He's playing his base by going out to golfing this weekend without wearing a mask. He's playing his base by making black and brown people the face of the coronavirus. He's playing he's playing he did the propaganda of opening churches and synagogues back up, or it's gonna be consequences to say. So he don't have the authority to do that, but he can tell that to his base, and his base is going to believe that because his base is so ignorant. They think that he has lulled them to sleep when it comes to coronavirus via the economy collapsing, and also by the fact that they keep putting out, mass media keeps saying over and over again that the face of the coronavirus pretty much is the face of black and brown people, making the Anglo think that they are somehow immune. And you got Donald Trump parading around with no mask, talking about something he taking hydroxychloroquine, all of this and all that. All of that is propaganda. All of this is to both of them are shucking and jiving, if you will, for the vote. Biden is shucking and jiving for the white conservative the white conservative Democrat vote. He not worried about the black vote. He already done said what he gonna say. If you ain't black, if you don't vote Biden, you ain't black, right? That's him assuming he taking your vote for granted, but he got to politic and he got to work for the conservative white Democrat vote. Do you see what I'm saying? And Donald Trump, he's got a solid base. He's playing to his base. That his base is worried about the coronavirus, but he's telling them in code. He's speaking in code, and he's showing them by example. Hey, you don't have anything to worry about. These black people and these people of color, they are the ones dying of the coronavirus. And if one of your people, come down with the coronavirus at work or something like that, it wasn't because of your people. It's because of these black and brown people. Do you see what I'm saying? That is his version. Yes, his base is crazy. That is his version of propaganda. So when you see him doing all this stuff, that is him, pretty much politicking, for his base. You see what I'm saying? That is what he's doing. But a lot of Americans, black and white, do you see what I'm saying, don't even realize the propaganda that is going on. right now. We got the coronavirus. We know that really the coronavirus is really not discriminating. It don't care if you black or white. If you get it 9 times out of 10, you got a good chance of dying, no matter the color of your skin. No matter if you're rich, no matter if you're poor, you know. And so, but Donald Trump is wanting his base to think that no, it's not us, it's them. So why do you? And then also he's speaking in code, and he's telling me he's hypnotizing these Anglo's mind to the point to where they think there's going to be no consequences or repercussions when they go out and murder an Ahmaud Arbery, or the police come in a Breonna Taylor's house and shoot her 8 times. Do you see what I'm saying? That is propaganda. He is playing to his base. And if you notice, every time he runs for election, the hate crimes seem to rise. Because you know why? Because he's speaking in code. When Joe Biden said, "If you ain't black, if you don't vote for Biden, you ain't black," that is Joe Biden speaking in code to these conservative Democrats. That is what's going on. That's why you don't hear either of these men speaking about these killings that are going on. Do you see what I'm saying? Klaus said, "Did you see when Trump was making the t-shirts about Biden's fear?" Yes, he's got an ad. He's got a political campaign ad. Pretty much of Joe Biden saying what he said to Charlemagne the God. Absolutely, he's benefiting on that. He's hoping black people. He's already got what was it last time? 23% or 16 to 17% black folks, mostly black men, voted for Trump. He's playing to them when he does that. Do you see what I'm saying? And also, it was propaganda. If you pay attention, when he they have politicized the coronavirus, and when he gave out those stimulus checks, Donald Trump did with those paper checks when they came in the mail. It had his name stamped on them and all this, like he took the money out of his pocket and gave it to the American people. Do you see what I'm saying? All of that is politicking. All of that is propaganda. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think it's unfortunate that so many people fall for this propaganda, especially black people. We tend to fall for these shiny objects, but it's gotten so bad in this country to where you don't even have to have any kind of gerrymandering or unfair voting system. Do you see what I'm saying? To get black people not to want to vote at all. See, time was when our elders was fighting for the right to vote. It was a privilege to vote. It's so bad. The political arena is so bad right now. Black people think they don't have a choice anyway. Like I said, you got to choose between a conservative Democratic racist or a Republican xenophobic racist. Those are your freaking choices. A sociopath or an idiot. Those are your choices. We have no choices. We need a new political system across the board. That is what a lot of people are not understanding because it's just ridiculous. Nobody is worried about the people. Nobody's worried about Anglo people, and we know they ain't worried about black people. Do you see what I'm saying? We need a whole new political system. You know, we always fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I, Shiny objects, bright shiny objects. Black people love a good speech, and Joe Biden is taking that for granted. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's why my intelligence was insulted by what he said. Do you see what I'm saying? And everybody's intelligence out of it. If you are a Trumpster or whatever, you should be insulted by the way that he is leading you to slaughter. He don't care if you die or not. What they're really hoping for is some type of herd mentality. That is why they're opening up the country like this. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, you're right, Jen. African Americans, we need our own party. But the thing is, if we had our own party, would it be corrupted? Do you see what I'm saying? Would it be corrupted? Because we have a whole black caucus in Washington that does absolutely nothing but pander to the Anglo. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, we do. We do. Yes, we need a new system. We need a new system. You see what I'm saying? We are tired of this Ponzi scheme of the United States of American government. It's a Ponzi scheme. You see what I'm saying? We will vote out of fear, though. A lot of black people will. A lot of black people won't vote at all. See, really, that's what they want you to do. They don't want you to vote at all. Because if they don't want you to vote at all, it's really a controlled pool of people that is going to vote. See, when the black vote, if and then here's another thing. about the black vote that a lot of black people don't understand. Anglos, I'm trying to figure out a way to put this. Anglos thought that, and at one time it was true. At first, it was true that if the majority of black people got behind one party, do you see what I'm saying? It would make a difference in the outcome of the election. Okay? They still think this way. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's absolutely true. The only problem is they thought that at one point in time we were going to ask, for you to actually do something for our vote. But over the past decades, the Democrats have learned that they don't have to do anything extra for your community in order to garner your vote. Our problem is, and the reason why we are to blame for this is because we don't advocate for our communities. We just blindly follow, the Democrats, or we blindly follow the Republicans. Neither party is for you. You don't demand anything. That's why I don't understand why people got so upset when P Diddy said something about our vote has to mean something. He's trying to say that if they want our vote, they got to pay for it or whatever, right? I guess it's because it was coming from him. Do you see what I'm saying? This billionaire or millionaire or whatever. And so, uh, Beautiful Array says blacks need their own constitution. We have a constitution. The Constitution of the United States of America is our constitution. Okay, the problem is the United States government does not uphold those constitutional rights when it comes to black people. That's the issue. And that is our fault, in part our fault as well, because we don't request anything. We no longer fight or advocate for ourselves or our people anymore in any way. We don't do that. And that have to we have to hold accountability for that. You have to hold accountability for your choices of the president of the United States being what they are today. Because who wants to vote for Joe Biden and who wants to vote for Donald Trump? You see what I'm saying? You have to be, if you are black in America, you have to be a fool to want to vote for either party. But those are the choices that we have. It is that way on purpose because they don't want your black ass to vote anyway. See, that's the trick. That's the whole trick bag of it all. We don't have to suppress their vote. We just have to put two races up against each other. Two racists, two xenophobes up against one another. And they predominantly won't vote anyway. Because we don't want them to anyway. So yeah. That is what's really going on. That is the propaganda of politics. You know what I'm saying? Shirley said that is what he said our votes are not free. Who is he? Shirley said that is you talking about P. Diddy. Yeah, well, they shouldn't be free. They shouldn't be free at all. That is what I mean by voting out of fear. We will vote for Biden to get Trump out. Yes, a lot of black people plan on doing that. You're absolutely right. I agree. Paris said yes, but a lot of black people are also voting for Trump. Out of fear as well. So yeah, absolutely. Jay Paris said yes. We need to call, text, tweet these officials campaigns or their offices. Well, black people don't want to do that in mass. Do you see what I'm saying? That's unfortunate. It really is. It's really unfortunate. Desiree said it starts with local government. It absolutely starts with local government. When these politicians don't do what they're supposed to do for our communities, do not reelect them. Hold these politicians. That we have to hold an L for that. You're absolutely right about that, Desiree. But see, this presidential campaign, all of that to the side. Look, I'm talking about where we are right now. Do you see? So you're absolutely right, Desiree. You're absolutely right. But we don't hold them accountable. We don't ask for anything. We don't demand for anything other than a good speech. Do you see what I'm saying? All that we demand is a good speech. But you're absolutely right. It does start on the local level. But with this presidential campaign, it's a little different. And that's what we're talking about. The propaganda of it all. They have politicized the freaking coronavirus. You see what I'm saying? Jay Perry said we need Trump and his administration. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Now, we absolutely do. You know, Trump is he's turned this whole country to, it's just he's about laid the race to our constitution, our constitutional rights. You know, I'm talking about black and white people, and brown people and yellow people. If you are a citizen of this United States of America, you should want Donald Trump out of office. Okay, hey Kingsmina, because he is a freaking idiot. Okay? He has made a mockery out of this country, especially when it comes to what other countries around the world think of this country. I don't even believe this coronavirus would have fell upon us in this way in the United States of America if it wasn't for Donald Trump and his ignorance. Okay? Which is the lesser of the two evils? Neither one is lesser. They're equally evil, in my opinion, Shirley. They're equally evil. And so, as a black person, what do you do when you got two devils equally evil? What do you do? Do you see what I'm saying? And so that is the issue. That is the number one issue that we have to face. But also the issue is, we don't even advocate for ourselves. It don't matter if it's two devils or not. You choose the devil that is going to do more for your people. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. We would just rather not vote at all, rather not have a say at all. And that's what they want you to do. They don't want you to have a say at all. But they don't have to suppress your vote no more. They just got to put, some idiots up, for the election. And you'll just wave your hand and say, well, you know what, I'm not even worried about this crap. You see what I'm saying? But unfortunately, more than likely, Jay Parrish, Donald Trump is going to get 4 more years. The question is, can this country stand 4 more years of Donald Trump? He's made a mockery of our justice system and everything else. I'm like, wow. Jay Parrish said, and all of these federal judges he's appointed are for, yeah, they're for lifetime. And his enablers are guilty as well. They sure are. They should go straight to prison with Corona and all. I agree. Look at how he let Flynn out of prison. He's a freaking spy. He let him out of prison. He exonerated Flynn. I was like, wow. No, he didn't go there. Let Paul Manafort out of jail and put him on what, house arrest? I'm like, wow. Okay. Okay. Like I said, he's made a mockery of our even justice system. It's ridiculous. And is it any wonder? Is it any wonder why you have these Anglo people killing and attacking black people, even black children, with impunity? Because they feel justified because of the rantings of a Donald Trump. And they're ramped up because, they're Rona crazy as well. Jay Press said, yeah, friend is, yes, he's absolutely free now. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You know, voting down ballot. Voting down ballot. Voting. Let me read this. Voting down ballot seems like a good solution. Voting down ballot seems like a good. Trump is going to be there for 4 more years and beyond. Well, that's what he's hoping for. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. You know, yeah, they're not gonna free Bill Cosby. We know that. We don't even have to say that. Klaus said Biden feels he can get away with this because one, orange face, and two, Obama. Obama. Excuse me. Goodness, sorry about that, y'all. Choked on my own spit. Two Obamas, Barack and Michelle, talking down. They are talking down at us. I was thinking about sitting this one out, but he is absolutely much too dangerous. But you're right about that, Cloud. I'm glad you mentioned Barack Obama because when Joe Biden said what he said, if you ain't voting Biden, you ain't black. That sounded just like something that a Barack Obama would say or a black person would say, and he thought that was cute and he wanted to sound young and hip because he was interviewed by Charlemagne the God. That's why that came out of his mouth like that. But I bet you he heard that from Barack Obama or somebody else black. And he thought it was cute and hip, and he thought he would say it, and then he had to come back and apologize. That's why that came out of his mouth. I absolutely agree with you, Claude. You're absolutely right. King's Meter said, yes, Trump has our nation looking like a fool. Absolutely. Absolutely. The whole world, you know, think that this country is being led by a fool. And the whole world is absolutely right. That's right. King's Meter said, we are no longer feared as a nation. We are laughed at. You're absolutely right, King's Meter. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You know, but that's, like I said, propaganda and politics. This is the main problem we have with politics. Is freaking propaganda. These people don't care about it. Those politicians, they don't care about any of us. It is embarrassing. No matter the color of your skin in the United States of America, these politicians don't care about any of us. That's the propaganda. That's the destructive propaganda of it all. you know, and they have to keep this country divided. They have to keep the country divided, because pretty much because of elitism. You know, these elitists like Bill Gates want to run this country to the ground, want to run the world to the ground. So one way to do that, the easiest way to do that is keep the races apart. Because that's the same thing the Europeans did to their people. Divide and conquer. It's the same mentality. Same thing going on right now. That's all. And so but they have to keep the Anglo thinking that the black person is their enemy so that they won't turn on these elites, which is really their enemy. Do you see what I'm saying? That is their enemy. Your enemy are these elites. That is your enemy. Trump clearly does not care about his own people because he's coaxing them, and they so remedial, and they so they are all sheep. He really got them thinking that we're not dying of the coronavirus. Only the black and brown people are dying of the coronavirus. And did you see how bad the First Nation people, the American Indians, are being treated? Oh my God. That is truly horrible. Horrible. Horrible the way they treat those people. Horrible the way they let them die. They say they got more dead people in the Navajo Nation than there were casualties of the coronavirus in New York. It has surpassed the casualties in New York. Those people are dropping like flies and nobody's doing anything about it. I was like, wow. Klaus said, we were laughed at under W. Oh, under W, George W. Yes, yes, yes. But Trump has taken it to a whole new level. He sure has, Cloud. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. You know, we are the Indians. Well, unless you're an Indian on a reservation, I'm not talking about you. Okay, and if you want to claim Indian, what you can do is pack up your stuff and go help them people. Okay, that's what you need to do. All right, while you claiming Indian because you don't like the word black, because you are African origin and African descent. Since you claiming Indian, you pack up your truck, get you some supplies, and go help your people. That's what you do. All right. Anyway, the elites are both Republicans. They're absolutely both Democrats and Republicans. Actually, the elites aren't Democrat or Republican. They just run the Democrats and the Republican. Do you see what I'm saying, Desiree? But yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Who was that coming in with that Dane Calloway nonsense? We are the Indians. Well, what are you doing about it? You let your people die? Anywho, y'all know I'm not good with stupid. But I just want to, bring that to everybody's attention. He's got time to help him now. Thank you, Claude. You're absolutely right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. He got time to help him now. Claude with the mess this morning. Claude said he got time to help him now. Leave me alone, Claude. Leave the petty alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Anyway, before that's pretty much what I had to say. Was there anything else I had to talk about? Yeah, I just think it's absolutely disgusting. Just the whole thing. Both of them, Biden and Trump. And Biden, he is so lackluster. Like he's scared to come out of his basement. You got Donald Trump on the golf course this weekend, of course, without a mask on, all this and all that. Do you see what I'm saying? But why is he so comfortable? Why is he not in particular worried about a mask? Is it because he's already been inoculated for this Rona? Like, what? Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, come on now, let's think about it. You know, and we got over 100. I think it's 115 or 20 between 115 and 120 vaccines being tested around the world right now. When Bill Gates holds the patent to the freaking vaccine. Okay, Biden would be respected more internet. Yes, yes, he would. Yes, he would. He would. I agree. Yes, he would. Uh huh. Yep. Yep. Yes, he would. Uh huh. Cloud said, "Why not? It's Memorial Day weekend." I know that's right, Cloud. Yeah. People have, everybody though has gotten so is so over. A lot of times we talk about Anglos suffering from unearned privilege. We talk about how the Anglo, feels that it is his right to do whatever it is that he wants to do in his country in particular. And so for that reason, he's become very frustrated with this whole coronavirus, stay at home and all this. Now we see him rebelling, all over the country, wanting to, the businesses to open up, pretty much politicking uh, uh, for their worst interest. You know what I mean? Doing hustling backwards, should I put it? Hustling backwards. Because, like I said, this coronavirus is not discriminating. Do you see what I'm saying? But the thing is about that is that you are putting yourself in harm's way. A lot of people are really frustrated with this whole situation. You know, yes, he's mighty comfortable not wearing a mask. Everybody's, we are not used to in this country of people saying you got to stay in your house or you're gonna die. Basically, nobody's comfortable with that. It feels like our freedom is being attacked. Do you see what I'm saying? But you have to show some kind of discipline. And I'm glad Cloud, brought up Memorial Day because the numbers are climbing higher and higher again. You know, and it's unfortunate, and it's not fair. I was sitting in my bed last night, and I felt so bad because it was really really hot outside yesterday, and I felt bad. About how many parents are afraid to even let their kids outside to play because they don't want their babies to fall sick or worse, die. You know, So it's just yeah, this is it's very frustrating, Kingsman. Kingsman, I'm frustrated, but I will let others test the waters, and I know that's right, Kingsman. You have to show some kind of self discipline. Do you see what I'm saying? During this precarious time, because we know, especially as Black people, what I mean, when the sun start popping, our melanin starts calling for that sun, and we want to be out there in it you know. And so we can't even just say with a straight face that it's just the Anglo that's popping outside in the midst of the coronavirus. It's everybody. It's Black people too. That sun is calling our name. That sun is calling my name. Okay, just let me say that. I want to go fishing so bad. I want to get on the water, this weekend, you know. And so it's just like a lot going on. I literally have to restrain myself. I want to go fishing. All of that. It's just this thing is just whew. So I mean I really can't even shout nobody down about being frustrated and staying in the house. I can't even shout them down. I just wish people would just do it in the safest way possible. Do you see what I'm saying? Try to distance yourself from a whole lot of people. You know. I know that's right, Kingsmina. Yeah, I'm trying to do that too, girl. You know, and even if we stand on the porch, what about a barbecue? Yeah, can't thank you. Shirley took the words right out of my mouth. Can't even barbecue with family. You know, Klaus said yesterday was the first day since March that less than 100 people perished in New York City due to the virus. I heard that, Cloud. Thank God. Like and that's another thing about when they talk about the coronavirus, the death toll in particular. Do they realize that even one person that lost their life to the coronavirus is too much? Like Klaus said, it's the first day since March that less than 100 people, perished from the coronavirus, right? Even one person died because of this freaking coronavirus. It was too much. What is it, 99,000 people ago? Oh my God. That is devastating to me. That's a sobering reality to me when when you are weighing the risk of, do I have a family barbecue or do I not? It's very sobering to me. Even for even one person to die, from this coronavirus is too much. You have had several members in one family, die from the coronavirus. I cannot imagine. I saw a video, a news report last night where they're digging mass graves over there in Brazil. They showed the graves. I was like, oh my God. Yes, Brazil is getting ravaged by this. That's right, March. Um, just being able to go outside and get fresh air. You're right, Midnight Star. Just being able to go outside and get fresh air. You know, just being able to spend time with your loved ones, especially on a day like Memorial Day. Do you see what I'm saying? I respect Memorial Day. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of people got a lot to say about a lot of the holidays, 4th of July, whatever holiday. But I respect Memorial Day in particular because people fought and died, you know, in an effort to protect this country and preserve the black and white people and brown people, fought and died, for us to live in this country the way that we live. And you got this coronavirus that killed over a thousand. They say it's killed over 1,000 veterans. Do you see what I'm saying? Hey, Third Eye. They killed over 1,000. So I respect Memorial Day. I really do. I don't care what nobody say. I respect Memorial Day. What about all those black people, those slaves that were fighting for their freedom in Civil War? They are veterans. Do you see what I'm saying? They fought and died for us, black people in particular. So I respect Memorial Day. Like I really do. I really do. Shirley said my mom is high risk. I miss her, but can't go sit. You're right, Shirley. Um, soothe the soul. I guess Corona doesn't like the heat, so we may have some good days. And yeah, that's what they're saying, soothe the soul. But it's so much back and forth about whatever it is with the coronavirus. I don't trust none of it. But that's what they're saying. So yeah, you're right. King Smith said, where I live, one of our meat plants, Tyson's, had over 500. Oh, I saw that. You live in, was it South or North Carolina? 500 people test positive. My ex-hubby's uncle passed that. So, really? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Midnight Star said, eye opener. I agree. Klaus said, yes, at March, baby. They're second to the United States in number of cases, but the U.S. is 1.3 million ahead of. Wow. 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 Desiree said, yesterday I was walking my dog and getting some fresh air, and I had a woman approach me about not having my mask over my nose. Is that right, Desiree? Yeah, honey, you need it over your nose, child. It's crazy. Then I saw said my mom's in a nursing facility. They had the National Guard come in and test everyone. 17 residents have tested positive. 11 employees, wow, tested positive. And my mom. I'm so sorry to hear that, Midnight Star. I hope she pulls through. I really do. And they saying part of the reason with nursing homes, the reason why it hit so hard, the nursing homes, they're saying because when it comes to their infectious disease control systems were not properly in place. They really didn't have a very good system when it comes to infectious diseases, controlling infectious diseases. It was really lackluster when it comes to these nursing homes. That's why they're saying it attacked and it's still attacking these nursing homes in such a devastating way. You know, it's just really sad. But anyway, guys, I just want to share this little info with you guys as it pertains to propaganda and politics and Joe Biden and Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Everything's going from bad to worse around here, and I want y'all to be safe. And we gotta try to. And I know it's hard, but we have to try. Yeah, our prison system in Ohio is being hit hard. The prison systems all over the place are being hit hard. You're right about that much, baby. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here, guys. You guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and please, I know that sun, I'm melanin, is that sun is calling, for our melanin, and our melanin is wanting to respond, right? But we have to, you know, practice some discipline. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you for listening. We have to be safe. I don't believe nothing that they say. I don't know if the heat is going to kill the Rona or not. I don't believe nothing they say. Just like I don't believe that propaganda about black people being the face of the Rona. I don't believe that either. You know, Desiree said I need to breathe fresh air when I'm walking, especially if no one is around. I agree, Desiree. Have you have any of those? I found that those disposable, if you have any face masks, they sell them at Walgreens too around here anyway. They're more, you can breathe easier in that as opposed to the cloth mask in the summer. So yeah, I know what you mean though. Just whatever you do, be safe. Just be safe. Whatever you do, that's my issue. Klaus said COVID cases worldwide. One, USA number one, number two, Brazil, number three, Russia, number four, Spain, number five, England. Thank you, Klaus. Child. Midnight Star said, right, employees also get to go home. And who knows what lifestyle. Yeah, they're living and people around them. That's true. And then they come back to work and spread the virus. And plus, they have children. You know what I mean? Like, what if it wasn't the coronavirus and you go home and you take care of your kids, right? And all of your kids got a cold because they've been in school or they got the flu, and you got to turn around and go back to work and take those germs to the nursing home with the old people the next day. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they were talking about the lackluster, infectious disease response, Midnight Star. Jen, but you're absolutely right. Enjoy your day too, Ginger. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm gonna get off of here. Please hit that like button if you haven't on your way out the door. I've been making a pre-recorded videos for the past couple of days. I hope you guys are checking out my videos. You know, you be safe and have a great weekend as well, Midnight Store. I'm choking myself. Y'all know I got allergies, right? I ain't got the Rona, but I got allergies. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I love you guys. Be safe. Stay prayed up. Watch your back, watch your front. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm going to talk to you guys later. You guys have a wonderful week. Okay? Bye-bye. Peace.